me see if I can adjust my camera a little bit so you can see what's going on. Just screwing around in the garage. I can adjust that thing up a little bit now. Just messing with this bad boy. We got the piston out. So, and on top of that, I'm eating some Christmas cookies. My girlfriend's been baking all morning. She's got 4 or 5 tubs. Chocolate chip, sugar, peanut butter, something else, I don't know. Anyways, I got my camera figured out. It's in full screen, so if you watch on a mobile, it'll be the same. You're not going to tell a difference. The difference is when you watch it on a computer, like a laptop or a desktop, it looks like a cell phone and it's got 2 black bars down the sides. Well, I figured out what was wrong with it. So now on the computer, if you watch it, it's going to be full screen. So probably not going to do a lot of work today. And I don't got my laptop, so I really can't read your comments because they flip off the screen pretty quick. So I didn't even bring my laptop out. I usually have it out sitting over here so I can read comments and stuff, but I can run and grab it, I guess, real quick. But not that big of a deal. So let's talk about these pistons for a second. Oh, hopefully we got good volume and stuff like that. I'm guessing it's good volume. Merry Christmas to everybody. Let me get this camera a little bit closer. If I can, set this thing up to where. Bring this down a little bit. Get my motor in this shot here. That's better. So my pistons, let's talk about those. I just took the one piston out. This is the one I just took out. It's a little messy. We're gonna have to clean it up. And it wasn't easy to get out, actually. It was, I'll set it over here. I don't want to drop it. So I had this one sent to me, and it came when we was in a live stream 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that. I don't know what day it was on. But I wanted to see, from what I could tell, they were identical. So I wanted to just match up numbers just to see if they were the same. And they are the same. So on the back of the cap is a number. It's a 170-3124. That's the one that was in the motor. Or that's the one he sent me. The one that was in the motor is a 170-3124. That's identical. To get onto the rod, it's got the hole in the back of it. The one out of the motor, or the one he sent me, has also got a hole in the back of it. On the side of that rod is a number 170-4105-C. 170-4105-C. That means the cap's the same, the rods are the same, and then the piston, there's a number on the inside of the piston, which is 1112-0163. That's the one out of the engine, and the one he sent me is a 112-0163. So it's going to work. It's identical. This one has the rings on it. Now there is different size rings I was reading on these things, and they look pretty close. It's going to be hard to tell just by looking at it though. But we'll get the rings off of this one once you get it cleaned up and measure the rings. And I don't think the rings, if it is a different size, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. But they look like they should be the same. So that's cool. And this piston's not messed up either. It's got some dirt and stuff in it. And all that up here, but we're going to try to clean that out if we can. So that's my pistons anyways. And probably what I'm going to do, because this is pretty nasty down inside here. And I'm out of cookies. Got one more left. This is pretty nasty down in here. So probably what I'm going to do is pull this thing off and pull this crank out. I was just going to try to clean it up, but I might do that. I picked up some kerosene. So, and this journal here is pretty smooth. I don't see nothing that's really, I really didn't look at it when I took the piston out that much. It looks pretty good though. So, I don't know. Let me run and grab my computer real quick, because I don't know if someone may have said something that we're 6 minutes in. Give me 1 minute to go grab my laptop, and I'll be back. That way I can read the comments and see if anyone's made any comments. I know a couple comments came up when I first opened it up. And then when I get back, we're going to pour some kerosene in this thing. Let's see if I can get this thing cleaned up. Give me 1 minute. Somebody wasn't prepared. That doesn't matter. Alright. We got one person watching it. Oh, and another thing I did was on I took out a couple broken bolts. So I had two head bolts that were broken. I had this one here was broken off inside, and this one here was broken off on this side over here. One was on the center top, and one was like either right here, or you can't even see it, but on the side. Anyways, the first one I just did a double nut thing, put two nuts on, tighten them against each other, then put my wrench on the back nut, and it actually backed out pretty quick. I was surprised. The second one wasn't as lucky. Give me 1 second, let me get my thing set up here. The second one wasn't as lucky. I broke off. I probably welded 3 nuts onto this thing. And let me get my computer set up here and we'll get back into it. So the first nut on this one, I just screwed the nut on till the nut was flush with the stud, and I welded around the end, and when I went to take it off, it just busted the weld. So on the second one, okay, Okay, so we got Corey Fuller. Corey Fuller said Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Brett Robbins, what's up? Not a whole lot, just screwing around on Christmas Eve. And then Corey Fuller said oven cleaner works good using it on aluminum. Yeah, probably not going to use oven cleaner. We'll try kerosene, see what happens. If it gets really clean, we'll leave the crank in, but more than likely I pull the crank out and try to clean it up. Back to this stud. So the first nut, I put it like flush, welded it, and the weld broke. Or I think I broke the end of the stud off. I broke a little bit of the stud off because it was shorter. On the second one, I just screwed the nut on 2 threads and then filled the whole nut with weld, and it broke off again. So the third time, I took the nut and screwed it down till, like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch of the stud was sticking out, and then welded it around like that. That's what took it out. So I got the 2 heads bolts that were broken off out. Got one more stud that has to come out yet that's broken off, and it's on the exhaust manifold on top of the motor. And I've already broken one of these things off trying to get it out. So I bought a kit. I bought one of these things. And what it is a drill bit, and then it's got a screw extractor on it. So I drilled it out with the smallest drill bit, then went to a bigger drill bit to where this one would fit in it. I tapped this thing in and then started, reverse. It comes out, you take it the other way as you spin it or whatever. And I made about 3/4 of a turn and then it broke this thing off. Then I tried to drill this piece out with the same drill bit and it won't drill out because I'm guessing this is hardened metal. So it's drilling, but it's taking a long time to get that drilled out. So I don't know, and that one there is basically flush with the top of the block, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So that is that. And let's try some kerosene, I guess. Let me see if I can find something to pour some kerosene into. As always, I'm prepared when we do live streams. Always prepared when I do a live stream. Like I said, I don't know how much work we're going to actually get done today. No, I don't, Corey. I haven't built a guitar in probably 3 years. Haven't built a guitar in 3 years. Or close to 3 years, anyways. So, alright, let's see. I am really prepared, man. I really am. I did not think this out at all. I have nothing to pour kerosene into. Now we can get into our work. Let me get some kerosene. You shitting me? Stupid fucking bullshit. So anyways, got a lot of gunk laying in the bottom of this motor. Might put the oil pan back on. I'm trying to get through the oil pump and come out on the journals and stuff here. But I don't know if that's going to do anything or not. Coming out. Nasty in there, so it's definitely cleaning. Probably not the greatest for the main bearings, but probably not the greatest for the main bearings though. Alright, let's dump this stuff back out. Better come off this piston hole. If I was to guess. It's gonna get mad. It's definitely working. It's bringing out some nasty looking shit. Shit. Motherfucker. Alright. That really didn't. I mean, that got some stuff out, but that really didn't do a whole lot for me. Oh, man. Yeah, we're trying to take this crank out of this thing, more than likely. Yeah, the custom guitars are hard to do. And when you lose interest in doing something. So that's what you get. Anyways, it's a shame really wish you would. So anyways, besides just making a mess on the floor, I don't think I accomplished a whole lot with that. It did take a lot of the stuff out, but there's still a ton of stuff in there. So, I don't know. I think the crank's going to come out. That's going to be a job and a half. Well, not really, I guess, but I got to pull this thing off. I got to find a puller to pull that off. I'm not even sure if I have the proper puller for that. I don't know if I got the bolts for this or not. So anyways, on into the new year, I'm not going to be uploading videos probably for, I'm going to say, till spring, April, May. I will do live streams. I'll probably just do live streams like I'm doing now. And just kind of hang out and whatever I'm working on, whatever day I decide to do, that's what the live stream will be about. And just because the reason I'm stopping the uploads is there's a couple reasons, but I'm not really getting any views on my videos. I mean, I spend an hour and a half or an hour shooting a video and an hour and a half editing a video and upload it and it gets 40 views. And I can just live stream, don't have to worry about editing, don't have to worry about making extra shots. It's just whatever it is, and as soon as it's done, it's uploaded automatically and I can go on and do whatever. We will come back eventually and start probably back, like I said, back in the spring and start doing regular uploads like I've been doing. But for now, I'm just going to do live streams, try to do like one a weekend or something like that. Basically like this, what we're doing right now. And make it last half hour, 45 minutes, an hour. Depends. The more people we get in there and the more the chat opens up or whatever, the longer we can make them. But I think a half hour's 35 minutes, an hour, whatever, is fine. So we got a couple people watching right now. Looks like we got about 3. I think we had 5 a minute ago. That's pretty cool. And what's today's Christmas Eve? Probably won't do one tomorrow, but then again I might do one in the evening when I get back. Got some traveling to do tomorrow, but I wouldn't count on that. And then we're back on Thursday. I'll probably do one on Thursday. Shoot for one on Thursday anyways. We'll see what happens. Maybe do one on Friday, one on Saturday. Stuff like that. Since I'm off for a couple of days, do some live streams. So, let me see if I can find, I think this is a 5/8. I think it's a 5/8. I don't know what involves taking this stuff apart. Yeah, it's a 5/8. I doubt I can take it off with a ratchet. I was looking online, and this is, I keep saying it, but I'm guessing these guys know now. This is the motor out of my Miller Trailblazer welder generator. So I went online and found a manual, service manual, or repair manual, an owner's manual, whatever I'm calling it, for the Miller Trailblazer. But I need one for this motor. Since I'm working on it, I need to, So I went on today and I actually found one as like a PDF where you can like print it off. So if I can get my printer working, I'm going to print that off. Then I'll have a manual for this motor on how everything goes together. It has torque specs. It has all sorts of specifications. It's pretty good. And then, like I said, I got the one for the Miller Trailblazer. So once we get that, yeah, that's not going to work. Let me see if I can find that impact wrench real quick. I still don't think I got a pulley or whatever that is to take that off. 5/8. Slippery. But that came off pretty easily. Adjust this thing a little bit more so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe. So that came off pretty easy. You have to have some kind of cord to get that the rest of the way off. I'm guessing that's what you need. I don't think I got that though. Let me see what I got. Okay, guys. So, yeah, I don't got that tool to take this thing off. I think what it is like a bar that has an oblong hole on each side, and you slide it up here. You put 2 bolts in here, and the centerpiece screws into here, and it pushes in and pulls that thing out. But I don't have that, so that's the only problem with working on. I don't have half the tools to work on this thing. I'm just kind of throwing stuff together, trying to make it work. I don't know. Put that back in there because I'll end up losing that. So anyways, so I don't know. I spent all morning. Yeah, there's that noise again. I spent all morning. This thing's breaking. Where's that? So here's my broken off bolt that I was working on this morning. So you guys can't really see that. Let's get you guys closer. So right there's that broken off bolt, and I put that stud or that screw extractor in there and broke it off, and I tried to re-drill the screw extractor out, but it won't really drill out, and that's all the higher it sticks out of the block. That's on the exhaust port. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with that yet. I was kind of hoping that that would come out. So I can tell you what I did. This is about half funny, since I'm not going to get any work done, might as well talk. Let's see if I can find it. So the first thing I did on this was there wasn't enough room to get a nut on it. So I took a bolt like this. Well, where's my, I don't have a bolt. I took a regular bolt that was about 3/4 of an inch long, and I held it with my finger, and I tack welded it, and I went around and welded the whole thing around the bottom. And the weld held, but it busted the head off the bolt. So now I had a stud sticking up about that far. So I went down to the tractor store, and I bought a grade 8 bolt and a bunch of nuts. And I screwed all the nuts on to the bolt, and then there's enough back there to get 2 or 3 threads onto it. And I welded all these nuts together and then welded it to the head of the bolt. Then screwed this thing onto the stud, tightened it down, and then took a welder and welded this nut to the stud the whole way around, and hoping that would twist, because I knew a grade 8 bolt wasn't going to break, or it'd take a lot to break a grade 8 bolt in half anyways. What happened was the first one I put on down at the bottom ended up breaking, and the whole thing came off. And it's laying here somewhere, if I can find it. It looks hideous, but if it would have worked, it'd have been awesome. Right here. This is what it looked like. So there's the weld on the bottom that broke. These are all my pieces that I welded together. And my thought process behind that was, if I take all these nuts and I weld them all together on there to the bolt itself, it's going to strengthen that bolt, meaning it's going to be less likely to break the bolt. So the bolt's like this. And if I put the nuts on and weld them all together, you're going to be twisting on everything, not just on this thinner stud, even though it's grade 8 and it's a lot stronger than the other one. I felt that this was probably stronger than that, so that's what I did. But my weld on the bottom broke, and when it broke, it actually broke this stud off. So there's not enough room to get anything on there. And you really can't weld it, it's almost flush. So, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. That'll be an interesting development. So anyways, anybody else say anything? The boot. So, I don't know. Every time I work on this motor, it's like work 10 minutes and set for 45 minutes, or look for tools for 45 minutes that I don't got, that I think I got, that I thought I bought like 10 years ago or something. I have no idea if I have them or not. And after like 35 minutes of looking for them, you know, end up driving 10 minutes down the road to the store to Advance or something and renting it or buying it because it's only 10 or 12 bucks. I don't know. So when I was pouring that kerosene in this, and I was spinning that kerosene was squirting out these, what they call them, the, man, I might be pulling a blank right now. The holes where the oil comes out whenever it oils the connecting rod bearings. So, like I said, probably pouring that kerosene down in here and then turning the motor is probably not the best thing for the main bearings, because there's going to be no oil in there at all. So I did a pretty good job of cleaning it, but there's still a lot of, I got to take that crank out and just go down through there and like take a brush or something, get down there and clean all that stuff out. Because when that rod exploded or broke or whatever, there's just chunks of aluminum everywhere inside there. And yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to put the oil pan back on and then fill this thing full of oil so nothing else will rust, and get ready to call it a day. There's not a lot I can do without that tool to take this thing off, and then once I get that off, I don't even know what else I'm getting into. I don't think you're gonna, I doubt you're gonna beat that off with a hammer. So, what do we got? 40 minutes? 40 minutes of doing nothing. The cylinder, well, it feels like there's some, should be an aluminum block. It feels like there's like corrosion or something inside here. See, I don't know. I don't know. So anyways, guys, I was hoping I was going to get something done here, but nothing's really working out right now. So anyways, it is Christmas Eve. It's probably pushing 3 o'clock or something like that. I don't know what time it is. So I probably won't do a live stream like I said tomorrow, but maybe Thursday I might come back out and do something, see if I can get some tools gathered up, do some work on this, instead of just sitting here looking at it. But I wasn't really expecting to do a lot of work today anyways. I kind of just wanted to come out and maybe clean a little bit and get on live stream, see who all jumped on and stuff like that, and see what happened. But, oh, and then the oil pump, that's what I was watching videos on how to take the oil pump out, and I was thinking you took it out from inside here, but I think you gotta take this cover off. So I tried to take it out from here, and it won't come out. But I think if you take the cover off, you can pull that. So, anyways, guys, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow, or we'll see you Thursday.